Greetings to all of you beautiful, curious people out there. A few videos ago, or maybe last video, I don't know in which way I will upload them, but in Owsyanka Digest, I recommended a site that called Quora.com. Is a place where people search for stuff, asking questions, and I've had this weird idea: what if I would search something about Russians, and the keywords that I have decided to search is why do Russians. So let's just have some fun. It's experimental type of video, but if you would like it, we might do future episodes. But for today, let's ask that: why do Russians? I would not be answering all of the questions that pop up. I will just pick the ones that I think hilarious or maybe interesting and answer to that. So, why do Russians still miss Soviet era? I guess that's wrong, because first of all, not all Russians do that. Maybe some of like my parents sometimes, but I guess it's not the Soviet era itself, it's just your youth and your younger self, I guess. It's nostalgic for the generations to think about their younger years. Like for me, it's my childhood, for my parents is their youth, so it doesn't matter that it would be Soviet era or something else, it's just your time that passed, and it was kind of fun and cute and a lot of good memories that with the years just getting better, because all of the bad stuff you don't really remember. So I guess that's why. Why do Russians love cats? Who doesn't, I might ask? Aha, I'm just such a cat person that I think that everybody likes cat and all those cat memes, and they're so cute. I don't know, and I always was a cat person. I know that dogs are a lot of fun and they are kind of know what faith mean. They really can be your friend, but cats, they are like, I don't know, I like their independence, and me and my boyfriend, we really want to have a cat, but for now, because we're renting an apartment, there's a plus and minuses about it, because even though the owner of our apartment right now is agree with us having cat, but it might be a chance that we should find a new apartment like in a half a year or in a year, and it would be not that easy with cat. So we still thinking about it, like trying to figure out the ways how to manage it to our lives, because we planning to have a few trips next year, and we don't have almost no friends in Moscow to take care of our cat, so we don't want to be irresponsible. We're just thinking about it, but we want it so badly. I love cats. What was the question? Why do Russians drink so much vodka? Really? Again, another stereotype that I guess not true. I honestly almost have no friends who drink vodka. None of my friends drink it. Maybe I have weird friends, but I guess it's just another stereotype. That's all from USSR times. Why do Russian tourists like Pattaya in Thailand so much? I guess because it's a little bit exotic, but at the same time it's cheap and you don't have to have a visa as far as I know. I never been there, but I really want to, because my favorite fruit is mangoes, and I always dreamed of being on these beautiful beaches with still water and just eating as much mangoes as I can. Yeah. There's a lot of questions about Putin. Again, I don't want to open the political dispute on this video, so I'm not gonna be answering to those. Why do Russian guys marry so young? I guess this is social stigma. It's a lot of pressure, mostly on women, that you have to be married before 25. 30 is like max. It's like you almost, you know, jump to the last wagon of a train if you do that. So the younger you get married, the better. You can't really explain it to somebody who have no idea how it feels like when people look at you and you're single. When you're a girl in your 30s or like late 20s, it's just, you know, that sad look like, oh, you're that one with no husband, no even boyfriend, no kids. Oh, your life is broken by now. And that's why I'm such a big fan of trying to broken that stigma, because I was that girl when I was really young. I thought that I will get married and everything will be perfect, but now I'm so glad that it didn't happen with me, because when I'm thinking about myself in my early 20s, I was so stupid. It was, I don't know, not that I'm like the wisest woman right now, but I would screw up my marriage if I would have a husband, and I would definitely screw up my kids if I would have one, because I was a child myself. I guess it's not about that much guys than girls who wants to get married and they make it happen. Sometimes with manipulation, sometimes with a strict ultimatum, and I don't want to say that's all the marriages. Sometimes it just happens, sometimes somebody get pregnant, but yeah. Why do Russians call their women expensive? Дорогая. Well, I guess it's just like means that your girl means a lot to you. And I know that in Germany they call their significant others Schatz, treasure. So I don't think there is any question here that might be asked. It's just obvious, because it's not because of expensive to have one. It's just because it means a lot to have you in my life, something like this. Why do Russians still need a Schengen visa? I ask myself that a lot. Another fun one. Why do Russians keep a dead body of Lenin at the central square or their capital? Why not? Why not, if we can? Why do Russian speakers call Vladimir Putin Vladimir Vladimirovich? Because it's his name? Because Russians has fully 3 names, like the one is your real name, the other name is the name of your father and your surname. So it's Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, not just Vladimir Putin. So that's why. And when you talk to somebody who is older than you, or it's like a formal type of chat to show the respect, you usually not calling people by name. For example, like Kate, it's Katya, but the full name is Yekaterina. So if you talk to somebody and you wanna like show the respect, you don't say Kate, you say Yekaterina, and usually add her father's name, like Yekaterina Vladimirovna or Yekaterina Petrovna or whatever. Like me, it's Marina Vladimirovna, not just Marina Owsyanka or something. Why do Russians dislike disabled people? I don't think that we all dislike disabled people, but I know what you're talking about. It's like really hard to see disabled people on the streets. Social industry, I guess, is just not for disabled people at all, and it's really breaks my heart when I think about it. I know that it has nothing to compare my struggles and the people who really permanently disabled, but when I broke my leg like 7 years ago, I felt it on my own skin. Like to go to a supermarket, there's always stairs. To be able to use an urban transport, it's so hard. And in Europe it's different. There's usually a helper and all the people are so supportive. But Russians, I feel like, don't really hate disabled people and dislike it. It's like so painful to look at it that in general prefer to not think about it, and it's horrible. It's just terrible. It's really so sad. It's bad. It's something that I don't like about Russia at all. And the last question, why do Russians don't show interest in learning English? I might say that not all the Russians, obviously, but I know, I don't get it that either, because I can't really imagine my life without small amount of knowledge that I have, because since I've learned some type of English, I can't imagine my life without it. And that's just because, I guess, for 2 reasons. First of all, people just don't know what they're missing, because I don't want to brag and seem like narcissist, but I feel like I can see the bigger picture. If you read the news in Russia, it's one information, like about some fact. If you read it in Germany, it's another side of a spectrum. If you read it in, I don't know, US, it's a different side of spectrum. It's like this myth about the what was it, three blind men's and elephant. You know, one has touched the leg and thought that elephant is something like column. The other one just touched the tail and said that it's something like a pipe with a brush in the end. And the third one touched the trunk and said that this completely different thing. But none of them was right. But the one who can see the whole picture can make their own point. At the same time, I feel like I'm more in English YouTube other than Russian. And again, I just feel like people don't know what they're missing. And also the second part of this problem is that people think that it's so hard. Our school educational system make it seem like it's so hard. You just really have to go through hell to learn English. Nobody said that you can do it while playing, while having fun, just watching TV shows or again YouTube or whatever, just reading articles that you like to read about. Like for example, if you're into art, you can Google something connected to that. People live in a shell sometimes, in their own box, and don't know what they're missing while they didn't expand that type of a world. I know that I have so much more to learn. Previously, before I tried to went over my limits, I didn't know I have them. I really wish that Russians would pay more attention to learn English. It would definitely change some perspectives. So anyways, I hope this video was fun for you. At least I feel a little bit full of myself because I haven't answered to any questions specifically like yes or no. It's just more philosophical thoughts. Anyways, thanks for being here with me. Hope you enjoyed this video, and by now I wanna ask you what your stereotypes are about Russians. What do you think Russians do? Or also you can write down something about your country, some stereotypes about your nation, which might be completely opposite or stupid. Just people assume that and it's not true at all. It would be, I think, funny, and I don't know, I would really enjoy to read something like this down there. So yeah, thank you for being here with me, and see you in my next video. Bye! Chusiki! I feel awkward saying that. Bye!